Hey, what's going on, gang? Welcome to the Hot Minute Podcast with none other than your boy, Pat, aka Mr. Real Spill, Slick P. Some of you know me by. Also, I'm taking this name from Paul George, Podcast P. The real Podcast P. I mean, he barely podcast now, so it is what it is. But yeah, we finally made it to episode 7. You know what I'm saying? It's been very interesting. Super thankful to be actually finally filming this episode. You know, the funny thing is, I tried to film this episode probably like, I want to say maybe 2 months ago. But I tried to do something different. I wanted to be outside and shoot the podcast, and it didn't really come out the way I wanted to. People walking all around, you know, people being nosy. And then I feel like some of the people who walked around me did it on purpose, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could have went a totally different way, but, you know, it's a public area, so you really can't get mad about things like that. So it was cool, man, you know what I'm saying? I was coming back eventually, but I just didn't know when. But today we're going to have specifically maybe 2 segments of this podcast, maybe 3, just depends on how I feel. I know we're going to talk about the creators table, and we're gonna do a real spill. Now, real spill gonna be a little different this year. I'm gonna take you on a testimony trial and tribulation that I went through, and my testimony as well. That way, you know, you can take it and use it as motivation to better yourself. Yeah. So that's that part. But so now, to address the elephant in the room, yes, the podcast took forever to get back. Why? To be honest, I was thinking about not coming back because I got really busy during my photography journey, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, and it was kind of hard to keep up with, you know what I'm saying, at the same time trying to have guests on from time to time, and then, you know, people flake out on you. I get it, it's life, you know, it is what it is, but I kind of got a little discouraged about doing things. But this time we're going to do things a lot different. I probably won't be coming back having an episode every week, maybe every other week. I don't know yet. It just depends on how everything go. Because 2025 was really busy. I wasn't expecting it to be that busy. I'm thankful it was though. But like I told you in previous episodes, you know, by me stepping down from my position, that kind of helped out getting everything to where it needed to be. So super thankful for that. And actually having some of the weekend, not the whole weekend, but some of it Friday, Saturday off, really helped catapult my photography business. Also, man, you know, this year, because I was so busy, I saved up enough money to actually go buy a new camera. So my next venture is going to be, actually, no, I got a brand new camera. I got an action camera I've been playing with lately. But my next venture is going to be to get into doing videography. Step by step. And the funny thing is though, so I remember people used to ask me all the time, like, hey man, you do video? I'm like, no man, I don't. Just photographer. But then I talked to my dog, shout out to my dog now. He was like, man, you remember you used to do video at first, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, you're right, bro. You're all right. I just never really, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know, think about it. Sometimes you gotta talk to somebody else outside of yourself about certain things. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and try this journey again, being a hybrid shooter, not just a photographer. I'm gonna try something a little different this time. Just give it a try again. You know, it was fun when I had a chance to shoot videos back in the day off my little camera I used to have. So I've been at this thing I started off video, like I say, with a little camera. So I've been at this thing for like 13 years, going on 14 years, which is amazing. I never thought I'd be this far ahead, you know, as a photographer, but it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Also, last year we got to witness history in Vero Beach, watching Vero Beach High School get to the state championship. They went 14-0 for the season, and unfortunately they didn't win the championship. They made it, but they didn't win. Sorry for the tongue twist, my bad. It was amazing because I got a chance to be a part of that history. You know what I'm saying? I got a chance to come out and catch some of that, some of the great moments on the field. Those guys did wonderful. I hope they take everything in stride and continue to go forward with their lives, especially the ones who already went out to school on early commitment scholarships. You know what I'm saying? So those guys are awesome. They're gonna be great. Each and every one of them. I see they have bright futures in the ahead of them, so they're gonna be all right. And I also want to give a shout out to Vero Beach Fighting Indians football coaching staff, especially Coach Reese. My dog, one of my best friends since like middle school. We used to land shouties together. So yeah. And if you got a kid or a kid who's aspiring to train, play a football, play or whatever, it need to get good footwork and work on catching and things like that. I highly recommend that you send them Coach Reese's way as well. So great guy. He's gonna get your kid right. Great mentor. Also, even better person at the end of the day. So I've seen the passion that he takes with these children, and it's amazing to see. You know what I'm saying? When you see him out somewhere, when we go somewhere together and he see his kids that he coached at one point in time, it's nothing but love for him. So like, yeah, you can't help but want to see a guy like that succeed in what he's doing. So if you need a coach to tap in with your kid, tap in with Coach Reese at the Waffle House Academy. And another thing, so like I was telling you, I got really busy in 2025. I got so busy to the point where I started working with my dog, my good friend, my dog, my homie, my round, Quest. Quest is the creator of Bubby TV. Really good, really dope podcast. You know what I'm saying? Agree to Disagree is the podcast. Now, the actual brand itself is Bubby TV. Started working with them once I started setting up my own podcast, and he reached out to me, asked me to give him a hand. I was like, I'll be glad to do that. So yeah, I appreciate you bringing me on, Quest. It's been nothing but love, man. Shout out to the whole gang from Bubby TV as well. And yeah, man. So besides that, it's been a really, really, really productive 2025, going into 2026. And we'll be actually starting season 2 here in the next week. So if you haven't already, tap in with Bubby TV, Agree or Disagree, every Wednesday night, starting April 22nd. Welcome to the Creator's Table. I know you can't see the table, but anyways, what we're going to be talking about here is they building something, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I got inspired to actually talk about this particularly is because when I was a kid, I watched a movie called Field of Dreams featuring Kevin Costner. He said something that always stuck out to me in later years. If you build it, they will come. So think about it. You're building something. No matter what it is, it can be a social media website, it can be just your business in general, or whatever it is, something for that makes you feel great about yourself, right? So what I want to say is that what I'm going to break down as far as like, if you build, they'll come. See, over time, you got to be willing to build something meaningful for somebody who is wanting to be a part of what your tribe or whatever you got going on in your movement or foundation. You know what I'm saying? I know we say we build things for us, but sometimes you have to build for other people to be inspired to want to be a part of something great. You know what I'm saying? It's easy said and done sometimes, I get it, but at the same time though, you gotta understand. Yeah, my nose a little stuffy. That each time you're building something, it's going to be frustration in the beginning, because you feel like it's nothing that's going your way, and you feel like, I need to give up. But never give up on anything that you want to do, especially when you're building something that you want to last forever. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's going to have a major impact on the world or people around you, you want to make sure that they can look back and like, dang, I was a part of that. You know what I'm saying? I helped this person build what's here today. So I'm gonna use an example. I was talking about this earlier. My dog Quest has created numerous things, and I'm sure he's faced plenty of adversities throughout the time he's built it. trying to harness on something great is never easy. So over the years, I watched Quest build certain things, and they had really good value, but I guess, sometimes we get in our own mind and we move on from things. But what he's built recently over time has been very beautiful to watch, and I see people come in and want to be a part of what he got going on. So definitely gotta give him a shout out on that. So you gotta understand, you're not going to succeed the first time you do something, or the second time or third time. Man, sometimes, I know they say third time's a charm, but it might be the sixth or seventh time. So don't dwell on failing. Just keep on building. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no such thing as losing. You only take lessons. Yes, I know you might lose something in the way, but you learning from that loss at the same time. So while you're building, I promise you, if you continue on an upward trend, should I say, if you continue on an upward trend, people will come. And I say it for my own business. You know what I'm saying? I started my business maybe 2019. I've been building, and because I built so long, I built enough recognition and enough trust with people that actually want to work with me and have me come in and do certain things that they normally, they'll go find somebody else. But see, I've been working so long and putting in the work to be where I'm at, to the point where, I'm able to make a living off of my business as well, being a photographer. So, and that took time. That took a long time. It took a long time to get trust. It took a long time for people to want to start inquiring, referring me to other people. Did I want to give up? Yeah, quite a few times. Matter of fact, I wanted to give up last year. But in the back of my mind, something told me, if you stop this now, you'll never know where you're going to be at. So I kept on building. And 2025 was a very, very, very big breakout year. And mind you, now let me say it again, that was year 12 at the time. So now we're in year 13, and I've shot a wedding. I've done all types of different things this year. And like I say, I've been working with people that I thought I never would work with before. So I'm thankful for that, you know what I'm saying? Because most people just kind of give up on everything. So once again, and I'm going to end this segment as you build it, they will come. But you got to continue to build and not give up on yourself. No matter how hard it might be, you can't give up on your dreams. Never. Normally I have a saying or phrase, something that I break down and I put in a way that you can use for your everyday life, but today it's a little different. This is about my trial and tribulations that I went through at the end of really, you want to think about it, 2024 all in general, but towards the end, a lot of things happened to me during the end of 2024 that almost caused me not to be here in 2025. Actually, if I would have been here, I probably would have been a different Patrick. Let me just say that first. So I'm gonna show y'all a picture of me in the hospital. This was me, October 4th, 2024. Very sad and everything else you can tell here, you know what I'm saying? Not my normal self, right? Well, let's talk about it. So in 2024, I was working overnights, a lot. Now, let me just say this. The reason why my health went the way it did, because I did that. Nothing I do with a job and anything else that was working. I allowed myself to actually get into that position. So let's not put the blame on nobody but yourself as far as like health goals. You know what I'm saying? You have the power to say no to anything, no matter what it is, even if it might cost you something. You remember to always say no if it involves your health, right? Anyways, So I had been working overnights for quite some time, and I wasn't really taking care of my health. You know how it is sometimes you just think everything all fine. This is why it's very important, super important for you to go see a doctor. Super important. Um, your doctor, get your blood work, all that stuff done. Why? Because you need to know what's going on internally each and every year with your body, every 6 months. Or every yearly checkup, you know what I'm saying? Because it can get crazy, it can get real in the field, as they say. So anyway, like I was saying, I was working overnight a lot, and I started dealing with a lot of like headaches and just not being able to sleep that well, because you're working overnight, so your schedule's already messed up, right? But anyway, so probably about summertime, I started starting to get affected really bad to the point where, I knew something wrong, but I couldn't, I was like, I'll be all right. I should have known then. I should have been trying to go see a doctor before anything happened to me, before this almost tragic event happened. So it was about in August when I finally got a chance to see a doctor, and it was that day that really made me make a decision to change. I mean, I'd already been trying to make changes anyways, but this really catapulted everything. So I had my first initial doctor's visit with my current doctor now, and so I went to go see her, and I told her I had been having bad headache, like a head pain, like a headache, which is head pain in general. And my eyes almost like, my eyes were very red, like, you know what I'm saying? And so her nurse had took my vitals, and it was really concerning at the time. So she decided to put me on the EKG. It came out normal, but I still had a very high blood pressure. So she told me I couldn't go home. I need to go straight to the hospital so they can work on getting my blood pressure down. And I spent half the day in the hospital, unfortunately. That's when I found out I had high blood pressure, and I must have had it for a while. Like I told you, I was experiencing things, and I just didn't pay attention to it. And so once I found out I had high blood pressure, I started doing things very different. I decided to start fasting. Fasting is cool, but sometimes it don't work in your favor. We're gonna get there. So, I started fasting. Everything was cool for a while. I was on medication, so I don't have a problem taking medication. Now, let's fast forward to when everything almost happened. Well, everything did happen. October the 4th, 2024, right? I woke up that morning feeling great. Did my blood pressure, you know what I'm saying? I didn't eat anything, but like I was telling you, I was fasting. I was on a 16-hour fast at the time. And I decided to go to the gym. So I went and worked out, you know what I'm saying? You go there on an empty stomach, get a good workout in, and burn calories on an empty stomach. It's cool, but this particular day it wasn't. So I took my medicine, which probably was a bad move. I should have ate, but I wouldn't, I was like, at the time I was very misinformed and miseducated about things. So, I do my workout, and I say, okay, I got like 15 minutes left, so I'm going to do cardio. So I decided to pick the elliptical, because you burn pretty good when you're on the elliptical. So, I'm 10 minutes in, I got 5 minutes left, and when I hit the 10-minute mark, boom, that's when everything went out. I was out for about maybe like either 5 to 10 seconds. And I had my glasses off because my old glasses at the time would always fall on my face. So I just took them off. But this time, when I came back into 2, right, my hand was stuck like this for a little bit. So I had to wait for my hands to unball, and then I was able to get off the elliptical. But I knew something was wrong with me because I started hearing like echoes in my head. And, honestly, I don't know how I was able to get back in my car and drive to my house first and foremost. But I was able to get there. Thank God for it. I knew something was wrong too, because like everything was like so slow motion. I was like 2 or 3 steps behind. So on my way home, when I stopped at the light. I said, Lord, please save me. Whatever it is going on with me, just keep me whole, keep me safe, keep me sound, whatever needs to happen. So I decided to go home and check my blood pressure again. I don't know, like I'm telling you, it was only by the grace of God and His angels that I made it home. So I got home and I took my blood pressure. Now, this is where everything get crazy. So I put that blood pressure cuff on and I let it read. And when it came back 275 over 197 with a heartbeat of 163. And it was at that moment where I lost my ability to formulate my words. Luckily, my little sister was home and could drive me to the hospital. So I got to the hospital very delirious. Like I told you, I couldn't form my words, right? So it was at that time that when I got there, my sister stayed with me, and she called my mom and told her I was in the hospital, and the doctors was trying to get me to do certain things. I couldn't do it, so they started running a bunch of tests. Then my blood pressure, it was high, still sky high, and then I had to do a CT scan at the time. It was at that moment when I found out I had hemorrhaging on my brain. Very small hemorrhaging, but still hemorrhaging is hemorrhaging. If you know that you don't know what that means, it means blood on the brain. So it was at that moment they took me back to a room to assess me. I was still kind of out of it, and I couldn't do certain things. And then I ended up going up into a room to be observed for the next 4 days. So the first day, October 4th, at about 12 a.m., I want to say I had a MRI, and that's what I found out the next morning that I did have a stroke. And from Saturday morning to about Monday morning, I had to have a bunch of tests ran on me. And just imagine, I want y'all to imagine this for a second. And I pray none of y'all ever had to go through none of this, but just think to yourself, you're sitting in a room, a cold room, you can't leave. You know, your family might visit, but they gonna leave and you stuck in that room, you know what I'm saying? Just looking out the window. It was at that moment where I was like, man, I'm thankful to be alive, but I'm sad at the same time, though. I can't believe it was me. I would have never thought in a million years I would have been in this position, but it was at the time when I realized that I didn't take good care of myself at all. And I'm going to a very dark place when I finally got out. It's just imagine you sit in the hospital and like every 2 to 4 hours they come and check your vitals. You know, you're getting pricked with something, or you gotta go get a test ran to make sure everything's all right. It's not a good feeling, man. Not a good feeling at all. So, you know, I got out and I decided, me being foolish, and this is why I'm going to tell you I'm foolish, I tried to go back to work. And it was one morning I woke up and I didn't feel good. And I said, oh no, I can't come back right now. So I had to take a month. I took a month off of work to, you know, let myself reprocess and let my brain reprogram, man. Because, like, you know, you got to understand, having a stroke, you need time to to gather your mind. Because I thought I was going to be Mr. Macho Man. Once again, like I say, I'd never do this again. And say, it was something little, but it's a very major thing. You don't know until you actually go through something, which I pray. And I hope and pray none of y'all ever have to go through what I went through. Yeah, it was a very dark time. And I do want to tell you guys, please, 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 get those checkups. If you're not feeling right, if something don't feel right at all, go get checked up immediately. Go see a doctor. Go to the urgent care. If you can't get a doctor's appointment somewhere, at least go to urgent care. Let somebody check you out to make sure you're good, man, because this stuff can happen at the drop of a dime. And most people don't understand how severe and serious high blood pressure is. It's called a silent killer for a reason, because you can die in your sleep misdiagnosed blood pressure, you know what I'm saying? Or not even getting diagnosed at all with anything. And yes, not unfortunately, but I'm gonna be on medicine the rest of my life, but I'm okay with that because I get a chance to still live. And this is my story to tell to the world. Anybody who ever think it can't be them, it can be you. I don't care how healthy you are or whatever else. The body goes through changes as you get older, and you just don't know it yet. You know what I'm saying? So never think that it can't happen to you, because it can. All right, man. I know I said I was only gonna do a couple seconds, but I gotta. It's like one of my favorite parts of this podcast. That you know what I'm saying, I normally try to do it like in the first part or the second part of the episode. But I want to I call it giving out flowers. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important to give people their flowers while they're here. That way they know that they're loved and recognized by individuals or people in general. But my flowers go out to everybody who has shown me love and kept me motivated throughout the years during this journey. It's been a long one. It's been times where I wanted to give up and stop, but I had people who, was in my corner, in my ear telling me, you're dope, bro. Don't give up. Just keep on going. So really, man, it's because of you, a lot of y'all, that I'm still here doing this today. Especially this podcast, like I say. My dogs, I'm gonna shout y'all out, man. My dog Zach, my dog Dion, my dog Quest, and a couple others, a couple of family members, a couple of friends, you know what I'm saying? Other friends too reached out and told me to keep on going, man, because like I say, I was gonna stop, but I was just gonna stop and just try to work on, and it's the funny thing. So what I did, right, at the time, I registered to become a data analyst or whatever. And sometimes it's funny how things work at the end of the day, right? That you become so busy doing something that it's an answer from the Lord letting you know that you're not supposed to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to do this, but I'm occupying your mind and let you know this is where you're supposed to be at. So shout out to everybody who actually showed your boy love, man, and kind words of encouragement and everything else, because y'all didn't have to. And I can't thank y'all enough for everything, for all that, man. Because without some of y'all, without all y'all actually, this ain't happening. Same thing with doing photography. It probably wouldn't be happening either. Like I said, I was trying to get on a whole nother career path. So, yeah. But we here, though. And I can't thank y'all enough for everything, man. I really appreciate everything you've done as far as your words and keeping me motivated. So, yeah, it's my flowers to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in to the podcast. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Just tell me how you feel. Tell me what you think about the pod. I take everything in consideration, because it's important to, know how your followers or your subscribers feel about what you got, what you're talking about. That way we can keep on bettering the episode. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? And in the words of the wise Gucci Man, yeah, I'm still a Gucci Man fan, regardless of what happened with his situation. But yeah, man. So tune in to the next episode. Hopefully it'll be soon. But if I get a little busy, don't get mad, because I'm just trying to make it one step at a time, one person at a time. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, once again, thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a fantastic week. And yeah, until next time, peace.
Like Folgers, I wake up to you in the morning. Always a craving, you know that I want it. Beat it up, baby, you know that I own it. Fresh out the shower, you're rubbing on lotion. Spray can't explain, the sunset is on you. And it's so good, you know that I want you. I can't lie, your sex the best. Keep me wondering what's